Silicon Valley. 2018. A tech billionaire worth $4.7 billion meets a successful attorney at an exclusive charity gala. For 3 weeks he pursues her relentlessly. Private jets, Michelin-starred dinners, text messages every morning. She's falling hard. This isn't just attraction anymore. It's complete psychological investment. Then suddenly, without warning or explanation, he vanishes. Complete radio silence. Day 1. She assumes he's busy. Day 3. Confusion sets in. Day 7. She's checking his social media obsessively, driving past his office building. By week 2, she's hired a private investigator, a Harvard-educated attorney reduced to stalking behavior. This wasn't random cruelty. This was calculated psychological warfare, with military precision. Traditional dating advice tells women to move on, and military, know your worth. Complete nonsense. You can't fight strategic withdrawal with positive affirmations. You're battling 500 years of refined manipulation tactics. The billionaire knew exactly what he was doing, creating scarcity where abundance once existed. 6 months later, she still thinks about him daily. Mission accomplished. But this is just the surface. The real strategy goes back centuries to a master manipulator named Machiavelli. If you're finding value in this, 500 years ago, Niccolo Machiavelli wrote the ultimate playbook for power. The Prince. Hidden within its pages lies a devastating truth about human psychology. Machiavelli discovered that desire is born from scarcity, not abundance. Quote, "Men desire most what they cannot have, and value least what comes easily." Renaissance princes would disappear from court for weeks, leaving their subjects desperate for their return. The absence created obsession. The withdrawal bred worship. But why does this work so devastatingly well on the female mind? It triggers something primal, something evolutionary, the scarcity mindset. For thousands of years, women survived by securing the most valuable male protection. When that protection becomes scarce, every instinct screams, pursue, secure, possess. The modern powerful man simply weaponizes this ancient programming. He becomes scarce, she becomes obsessed. Machiavelli's rule in action. As we discussed with our billionaire, the withdrawal is never random, it's calculated manipulation. But the real horror lies in what happens inside her brain during these disappearing acts. Building on what we covered about scarcity, there's something far more sinister happening. When he disappears, your brain doesn't just miss him, it goes into literal withdrawal. Your dopamine levels crash like a drug addict without their fix. This isn't metaphorical, this is neurochemistry. The same pathways that light up for cocaine activate when he texts you. And when those texts stop coming, your brain screams for more. This creates what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement. The most powerful conditioning tool known to science. Slot machines use this exact principle. Random rewards create the strongest addiction patterns. But here's what makes it even more devastating. Women's brains are evolutionarily wired to chase unavailable resources. What seems scarce becomes infinitely more valuable to your survival brain. He's not just playing games, he's rewiring your neural pathways. Building on what we covered about neurochemical manipulation, let's expose the exact formula these men use. The power player's timing isn't random. It's calculated down to the hour. Phase 1, the golden ratio. 3 days of intense contact, followed by 1 day of complete silence. This 3-to-1 ratio triggers the exact dopamine pattern that creates addiction. Phase 2, the escalation. As her attachment grows, he doubles the silence periods. 6 days of contact, then 2 days gone. The ratio tightens like a noose. Phase 3, the stranglehold. 9 days on, 3 days vanished without explanation. By now her entire emotional state revolves around his presence or absence. But here's the most sinister part. High-value men calibrate this timing based on her attachment level. They watch for signs: increased texting, changed social media behavior, jealousy over other women. The stronger her attachment becomes, the longer he disappears. It's emotional torture disguised as mysterious allure. This calculated manipulation has destroyed countless women's sense of self-worth. But throughout history, some women have turned these very tactics against the men who created them. History's most powerful rulers understood this dark art intimately. They weaponized their absence against the very women who loved them most. Napoleon Bonaparte, Emperor of Europe, master manipulator of hearts. When he courted Josephine, he flooded her with passionate letters daily. But once she was hooked, he vanished for months on military campaigns. Josephine became consumed with paranoia, writing desperate letters he ignored. Henry VIII deployed the same calculated cruelty on Anne Boleyn. He pursued her relentlessly for 6 years, rewriting England's religion for her. But after their secret marriage, he grew cold and strategically distant. Anne's desperate attempts to regain his attention only pushed him further away. This pattern repeats today among celebrity power couples and tech billionaires. The withdrawal becomes more strategic, more calculated, more devastating. Because now they have centuries of psychological research backing their methods. But here's what Machiavelli never warned us about: the dark truth hiding beneath this calculated game of absence. What these powerful men create isn't love. It's something far more sinister. A trauma bond. Trauma bonds form when intermittent reinforcement creates an addiction to the very person causing you pain. Your brain can't distinguish between manufactured scarcity and genuine unavailability. The neurochemical response is identical. But the psychological damage runs deeper. Each calculated absence chips away at your sense of reality. You begin to question your own worth, your own perceptions, your own sanity. This is gaslighting disguised as romance. Psychological manipulation, wrapped in the language of desire. So how do you recognize when someone is using strategic absence against you? First sign. The disappearances feel calculated, too perfectly timed, too convenient. Second, they return just when you're about to give up. Like they've been watching, waiting. Third, the pattern repeats. Absence, return, intensity, absence again. It's a cycle designed to break you. Protection starts with recognition. Real love doesn't require manufactured scarcity to exist. Real love is consistent, present. It doesn't hide behind games or strategic withdrawals. Machiavelli wrote about power, but he never wrote about healing from those who abuse it. That part? That's up to you. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button and subscribe for more.